Welcome back. It is the Beyond Emissions podcast, brought to you by Solagent, your clean energy solution distributor. You can go to solagent.net right now and check out our brand new website. By the way, great job, Brad Wancor and Eric Daly from our marketing department, creating an amazing website. It's functional and ready for you. Go there right now. At solagent.net. Easy to use, also easy to learn and find all of our past episodes there from the Solagent YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and comment down below so you can be a part of our ongoing conversation about what it's going to take to create a world that is beyond emissions. And that doesn't mean eliminating emissions altogether. There's no pie in the sky thought of that. I mean, at the end of the day, you eliminate all carbon, you eliminate human beings. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is part of a cycle that naturally occurs and happens, obviously, with ebbs and flows. But what has happened during industrialization here on Earth is taking fossil fuels, carbon, that was impacted deep down into the earth over millions of years. Took a lot of time for that carbon, those fossil fuels, to get there, and then dug up out of the ground. We're not demonizing fossil fuels. We had to do what we had to do to get where we're at now. But like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better, right? Or Zig Ziglar once said, when you've gone as far as you can see, you'll always be able to see further. That is the goal of Beyond Emissions. We understand there is a balance that we need to get back to. We're not trying to eliminate carbon any more than we want to eliminate oxygen, right? It's a necessary part of our environment, but it's out of whack. It's out of balance. Just by the mere fact that millions of barrels are being pulled out and coal being pulled out of the ground that took millions of years to get there, gets burned up one time and used. We do use it. We do get something out of it, but then it's gone forever. Well, it's not gone. It's been transferred to heat, to gases, and into another form. Energy never goes away. It just changes forms. It's always the same amount of energy. It's just changing forms. And so the reality is we need to transition to something that is beyond emissions, beyond that out of whack, off-weighted situation, imbalanced situation, real lack of balance. And we can go in the right direction with renewable energy, solar energy storage as an example. Yes, there's some carbon, output associated with using fossil fuels, some of those mining sites, et cetera, to create, the batteries and the solar, et cetera, that we use. But the difference is every single day it's renewable energy. You don't burn it one time and then it's gone forever. You get to use it again and 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 again, over and over again. And that is why we choose the green future, the clean energy future. It's not that we're demonizing emissions or what it took for us to get here and create what we have right now. But we know better now that there is an imbalance. And so, like Maya Angelou said, we can do better. We've gone as far as we can see, like Zig Ziglar said, and now we can see further. So we need to go there now. And that's what clean energy is all about. That's what Beyond Emissions is all about. Partner with us here at Solagent. We look forward to working with you and helping to create this clean energy future that we're all going to be very, very proud of. Our kids are going to be proud of it, looking back and going, well, I'm glad they did something about it. And we're doing it right here at Solagent. Thanks for joining us. Beyond Emissions Podcast at Spotify, Apple, iTunes Store, also as well, Stitcher, and at the Solagent YouTube channel. Chances to learn as well. You want to learn a lot, go to the Solagent YouTube channel and watch our webinars and videos, the Solagent Storage webinar series. Lots of great stuff. Experts from around the world, the Beyond Emissions Podcast, all right there. Okay, let's turn off the commercial, Josh. Enough promoting everything that we do. I'm just so proud of the company that we work for. We do a lot of amazing things, and you do as well, those who partner with us. Go to solagent.net if you'd like to partner with us as well. Okay, moving on. The Beyond Emissions Podcast, an amazing episode today. My friend Clint, I'm telling you, when I met Clint Morris, I was just going through USDA site. There's a grant available from the Department of Agriculture, I believe it is, the REAP grant, Rural Agricultural. We'll learn more about it in just a moment. And I go on there, I'm thinking, because I'm trying to find ways like, how can I help you, our customers, connect your customers with free money, grant money, not loans, but grants that they don't have to pay back, that can pay for a large portion of their renewable energy project. Like, how can I do that? So I learned about the REAP grant. My friend Matt Rutenberg from the C&I Commercial Industrial team from Fortress Power. By the way, Fortress Power Energy Storage Solutions available right here. Great partners to work together with Solagent and our friend Clint Morris from CGF Solutions. Cleaner, greener future is what CGF stands for. And I'm like, how in the heck are we going to save people money? How are we going to get them this free money? Ding, 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 ding. Right there. CGF. Click right here. Find out more. I clicked on it. And then I had a meeting with Clint, and he blew my mind. Like, there is so much money that's available. Listen, whether you agree with big government or any of that, we're not getting political here. This money's been spent. It's been borrowed. It's been spent. It's available right there for grants for Americans. That's what it's for. And the chance to be able to, change your business for the better by participating in a program like this, it's a no-brainer. And so I met Clint, and immediately he's like, okay, we want to train your team, and let's get this information out to folks. I said, would you be willing to get on our podcast? And he said, absolutely. So without further ado, Beyond Emissions Podcast, again, welcome to Solagent. Go to solagent.net. My friend Clint Morris, CGF Solutions, cgf.solutions. Go there today for a greener future. Cleaner, greener future. You told me that I am the guy who's the talker here, Clint, and I couldn't even say your company's name. Sorry about that. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, Josh, thank you so much for having us, having me on today. You are definitely smoother than I am on the mic, so I hope I can live up to your expectations here. But one thing that does excite me is this program. This REAP program that you mentioned, the Rural Energy for America program, is a grant that we've helped dozens of businesses across the country take advantage of, and it's really helping small town America. It's really helping these rural communities. We're based in small town Kansas, and we've seen a lot of our businesses trickle away over the years, and this is a program that can help stop that. We have been writing these grants for years now, and have been very successful in obtaining this funding for people, and we just get so excited with the opportunity to do so and have a wider reach to help more businesses across the country, more farmers across the country take advantage of this. And As you said, we're not in the political game, but the money's there, and we want to help people be aware that it's there. And if they choose to chase after it, we're there to put them in the best position to obtain it.
And it's not very pricey to go after that money, right? I mean, your services to write these grants is a drop in the bucket compared to the money that they can get towards their project, right?
Yeah, most of the time we don't even charge to write the grant up front. There may be some extenuating circumstances where that's the case, but we try to make this be a no-brainer investment for people. We've worked with contractors and small businesses alike to make sure their grant application is going to be competitive in their area. If it's not, we try to coach them into ways to make it competitive. And so we try to do this. Our goal is to make it at least a 20x investment, 20x investment on their return there. So, if you're receiving a $100,000 grant, we want that to be at least 20 times what we will receive on the back end of that. We really try to focus on streamlining the process as well. These grants can be very cumbersome. There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of information to gather. So what we try to do is make it as seamless as possible. We have an online portal. You jump on the online portal, answer a few questions. We try to get everything done within about 30 minutes. But our absolute max that we try to have the small business owners spend is about an hour total on the process. That includes the initial information gathering, the review, and the actual submission of the application.
Cleaner, greener future, CGF Solutions. Go there today. My friend Clint Morris joining us today on the Beyond Emissions podcast, brought to you by Solagent. We appreciate you so much, Clint, for being here. For our listeners, installer, solar companies, EPCs, what have you, that are out there, listening to this, and they want to, or business owners that are like I'm thinking, installers and solar companies that are listening that want to start offering it. Yes. But what if you're a business owner and you need solar and storage for your business and you want to access some of these funds? What is the REAP grant? I mean, what exactly is it? What type of money is really available, and how is that applicable to somebody's project? What type of projects, qualify?
Yeah. So the program has been around for actually, around 20 years. It's recently gained a lot of traction due to the Inflation Reduction Act. There is a lot of funding that was added, over $2 billion total to the program. The percentage of the grant amount as a portion of the project cost increased from 25%, then to 40%, and now it currently sits at 50% of the project. So there are, as far as the eligibility goes, you do have to be considered in a small business by SBA guidelines, which everybody thinks that's a fixed number. It really varies depending on industry. So if you are an agricultural producer, that actually doesn't matter, as long as 50% of the income of the business, or the business owner itself, or the farmer, as long as 50% of their household income is over, or is for agricultural production. As far as small businesses go, it varies by industry. So if you're a manufacturer, it may be the number of employees you have. There are industries that if you have 1,500 or less employees, you're considered a small business. If you are a service business, it's typically based on revenue, so you may have a $40 million revenue limit a year. It really just, that's something else we also do, is try to help people determine their eligibility. We have some tools online to help with that, but if you still have questions or you're a specific case, just feel free to reach out to us and we'll help you determine if your business and your location is eligible. So based on leading into that is location. If you are an agricultural producer, you do not have to be in a rural area. You can be within the city limits as long as you're producing agriculture and 50% of the income is from those agricultural production activities. If you are a small business, then you do need to be located in a rural area, and that is typically a area with less than 50,000 people within a given radius. There are maps available online for that as well, and you can find those on our website, CGF Solutions. We also operate the website USDA which also has a lot of tools and information to help people along this process.
Clint Morris, CGF Solutions, cleaner, greener future, up to 50% of your project can be paid for.
Correct.
Wow. Now, is there a dollar limit for that? Is it like maxed out at $1 million?
So it is for renewable energy. There are two buckets for the REAP grant. You have one bucket, which is the renewable energy systems. So that is your wind, solar. There is a cap for $1 million per entity. So you have a $1 million cap there. So that is the grant amount, not the project amount. So anything over $2 million, you would be limited to $1 million in grant funding. And on the energy efficiency side, which is the second part of the program, you are limited to $500,000 of grant money. So that may cover lighting upgrades, HVAC improvements, adding insulation, improving windows, a wide range of upgrades, essentially anything that can demonstrably show that it is saving energy. It could be considered for an energy efficiency improvement.
Now, I know we're not CPAs, right? And we don't claim to be, folks, but we're having a discussion here, and we hope that it's helping you in your business and some of the planning that you have going into projects you might have coming up. Reach out to us here at Solagent. We're working with Clint Morris here from CGF, Cleaner, Greener Future, CGF Solutions. Go to cgf.solutions today. Now, we're not CPAs, right, Clint? But the question pops in my head, and maybe our listeners, maybe you guys as well who are listening, maybe you're thinking about the same thing. So let's say I have a $2 million project, and potentially I could get $1 million of that, 50%, maxed out at $1 million, 50% of the total project potentially, which could be $1 million. So that means that I still have $1 million that is coming out of my own pocket, basically, right? Or I still have that part that I'm paying for. Do I also have the ability to get the 30% tax credit kind of folded on or stacked onto the REAP situation as well, combo? Or forgive me again, we're not CPAs, so if I'm barking up the right tree or wrong tree, let me know. But what are your thoughts on that?
No, so yeah, this is we've worked with again dozens of clients on this. The REAP grant does not impact the ITC, so it can be stacked. So essentially, if you're applying for a 50% REAP grant, you are also able to leverage the 30% ITC on the overall project cost. Now, I do want to mention that on the REAP grant, the applicant will receive a 1099 from the government on that portion of the funds, which makes the entire project taxable, which allows the investment tax credit to be applied to the entire project cost.
Wow. Not just the 50%, but the entire project cost. So you take that 30% federal tax credit out of the overall investment. 50% of that paid for by REAP, 50% by you, but the 30% is of the whole pie. Wow. That's amazing.
Correct.
Wow.
It is crazy. And so we're not in the business of, developing projects or anything along those lines, but we see a lot of these projects come across our desk collectively. And, we'll see a lot of these projects whenever the incentives are applied, not including the bonus depreciation that's also applicable, but we'll see, a 2-year, 3-year payback on these projects that are all but eliminating the businesses or the farmers' electricity costs. So it's really an exceptional program. There is kind of a timeline on the current format of it. We are expecting it to end in September. At the end of September, we have 2 more quarters of this in its current format, and then we'll see where the winds take it after that. But right now, we know we have at least 2 more quarters of this. And so if you're interested, it would be good to start talking to someone, preferably us, but if not, just talk to someone that is an expert in this that can help you obtain this funding and help your clients, help your business. It is too good to pass up. And that's one of the main issues that we have, is that people think it's too good to be true. This is one of the programs. It's not. It's real. It can make a real impact on projects, on businesses, on farms. It saves thousands and thousands of dollars for individual business owners. And I can't wait to see the numbers come out to see the annual impact on how many businesses once those numbers are released. It's going to be exceptional.
Cleaner, Greener Future, CGF, your energy solutions partner helping you go green and make more money. For a risk-free REAP grant, go to CGF.Solutions today. My good friend Clint Morris from CGF here with us today, talking about how you can get free money, right? Well, it's not free, but it's there anyway. You might as well go get it and help your business. Okay, so Clint, by the way, folks, you're listening to the Beyond Emissions podcast at the Sologent YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us here. If you'd like to find out more, get connected with Clint. By the way, Clint will do one-on-one trainings for you and your business. Have a Zoom call and go over the program and have that discussion with you. So you can definitely reach out for assistance there and guidance as well. CGF.Solutions. Clint, I'm at your website right now, CGF.Solutions, and over at the solar button, I click on it. It says commercial, ag, mobile, residential, custom, mobile, residential. Really? REAP grants are applicable. I'm thinking big, huge commercial, ag, and stuff like that. But in all reality, some of these grants are available for folks who have mobile and residential applications. Is that correct? I see those two available.
No, the REAP grant, that's not necessarily a REAP grant. We've had through our help with them on their businesses or other things, we've got a lot of inquiries about residential solar as well as some specialty applications. And so the REAP grant doesn't help cover those portions, but through our experience and the trust we've gained with people, we've added some information there to try to help them out there.
So you can still help them and provide them guidance, just not applicable to the REAP. Okay. It is ag, it is small business, and those are the qualifiers. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, the program is only for businesses. I wish it could help more people, but I mean, right now it's helping, hundreds of businesses across the country. And but through our experience with people and the publicity that we've gotten, getting people awarded, they see a solar project, they come to us saying, "Hey, we saw you help this business. Can we do this on our home?" And so we just have some resources there to try to help educate and then point them in the direction of a trusted partner if it's something they want to consider after they discuss with us. So.
That is awesome, man. That is so awesome. Your support. And by the way, folks, Clint from CGF Solutions, Clint Morris here with us. He was recommended to me. I'm just trying to learn more, right? I wasn't at this point yet where I'm trying to introduce him to you and et cetera. I'm just trying to find out more about the REAP program. And, I go on the USDA site and they tell me, hey, here you go. They connect me with Clint. And I don't think that's just some marketing thing. Something tells me you've been working with the USDA Department of Agriculture for a while now. You have a lot of understanding. Do you got friends there? Have you been working with folks from there for a while? How did you get into this? It really begs to ask the question, how did you get started with this, with CGF and helping people by writing grants? Do you have a history of that? I mean, how did you become so passionate about this, Clint?
Well, as I mentioned before, I grew up in a small town, very small town. Whenever I was growing up, it was, 12,000 people, and now it's around 8,000 people. And a lot of that is attributed to small businesses not being able to, make ends meet as costs rise. And so I was a part of a management team. Of a local manufacturing company. Me and my family moved overseas for a while. Whenever I came back, I decided I wanted to, after learning some more about the renewable energy industry over there, I came back and I just wanted to find a way to help small businesses, and got into the REAP grant and just dove in head first. Talked to a lot of great people at the USDA, learning about the program. And I said, I'm going to be an expert on this. And this was before they had increased the funding amounts. Just, was at 25% at the time. I said, this is a huge deal for people, and nobody knows about it. I would just call and talk to business owners, and nobody knew about it. And I thought that was a shame. With the government, right or wrong, has this program available. And no one knew about it. So I was like, this is something that we can get behind and build a team around and build a business around. And that's what we've done. We have a small team now. We are all super passionate about the program, very experienced in it and what we're doing. And that's kind of the origination story. It wasn't a plan. It was just I ran across it doing some research on how to help small businesses with renewable energy, and found this, and I wanted to make it a thing, and that's what I did.
That is the real deal, folks. When you really care about something and you dive 100% into it, with an intention in your heart to truly help people, you can make such a big difference in this world, and be very happy. I mean, you sound like a very happy, fulfilled person. You love what you do, don't you?
It is definitely, so we write other grants as well. We write other grants, primarily USDA grants, but we helped a small business obtain about $240,000 in funding under a different program. It got awarded, I think, about a month ago now. But I got a call. She called me, and I answered the phone, and she was hysterical. And I was like, "What's going on?" She said, "Clint, we got the money." And she started crying. And I said, "Congratulations." She said, "My husband didn't answer the phone, so you're the next person I wanted to tell." And so, those are the moments whenever the business owners get the email that they got awarded the funding, and they realize how that's really going to positively impact their business. It definitely makes the dopamine spike, and you want to do it more. And so that's the feeling that we're chasing collectively. We have a gong in the office, and every time we get a grant awarded, whoever helped with the grant gets to go hit the gong, and that's kind of our trumpet per se, that we did that, and we just helped another business owner. So,
man, I've got goosebumps everywhere when you talked about her calling and crying on the phone, so excited, like we got the money. Like it's real. It doesn't seem real to people until it actually happens, huh?
Exactly. It's you hear it's like a lottery winner, right? Like, oh, I'll buy a ticket, but it'll never be me. But for that one person, it is them. And in this case, your chances are dramatically better than the lottery. And so we've been lucky enough to get every grant that we've applied for awarded. I know that will change in the future with the increasing competitiveness of the program, but we really do everything we can to put applicants in a position to succeed. And so we have a lot of those calls. Maybe not that impactful, but they're all very excited to know that their business is going to be able to take a leap forward by putting renewable energy into commission and lowering their energy bills. And so yes, I'm passionate about it, but I mean, the business owners are very passionate about their businesses, and that just bleeds over whenever they're calling us, telling us about success stories or how much this is going to make things better. It's an easy win, whenever you're getting people money that's going to help them make more money, save more money, and save the environment. It's a win-win-win.
It really is. It really is. And the money's there. It's already been decided that the money has, for whatever reason, the money has been allocated. It is available to you if you're an American. It's available if you're a small business or in the business of ag. And there's not a lot of restrictions on that. As a matter of fact, there are companies you would not think qualify as a small business, but they do. It just depends on what industry they're in, et cetera. And if you would like to learn more about, does your business qualify or do your customers' businesses qualify, contact Clint today. CGF.Solutions. That CGF stands for Cleaner, Greener, Future. CGF.Solutions. Contact Clint Morris today. He can help, and his team. Let's get that gong banging. I mean, I love the story about the lady you just talked about who, called crying so happy. I know that's not everyone, but it puts a face on it. And it reminds us that we're not doing business with corporations. We're not doing business with pieces of paper. We're not doing business with the darn calculators. We're not doing business with AI. We're doing business with other living, breathing human beings. Well, some of them may not be, living and breathing as much, more than others. But you know what I'm saying, right? We're doing business. We are having relationships with human beings, flesh and blood, feelings, emotion. They care. They have lives. They have kids. They have families. They have dreams. They have fears. And the fact that, you're talking about these stories, it takes it out of that transactional realm. And I think all too often when we're talking about get some free money, get some money for your business to build your renewable energy project to help you, your business, your family, your customers. CGF, Cleaner, Greener Future, they're here to help get you a grant if you qualify. That's amazing. But the fact is it's not just a customer or a transaction, it's a person. And when you talked about that success story a moment ago, the gal calling and crying, going, oh my God, the money's here. You almost can't believe it in that moment. But what you just did in telling that story is you put a face on it. It's not a transaction anymore. It's a human being. And I think we need to remember oftentimes when we're dealing with money or transactions, we lose sight of that face, that person. But behind every single business, there are people running the business and servicing customers. And we have to remember that these are real people and we have to care about them. So when you're hitting that gong, it's not like, yay, we got another sale, chalk it up on the board. It's like, we just helped someone. Someone who didn't expect, I'm tearing up, man. Someone who didn't expect that money, got that money, man. How cool is that to be a part of it? How awesome. We're helping people, right, Clint?
Yeah, I mean, it's really amazing to hear some of the stories of, wow, that's going to allow me to hire help, or that's going to put our business in the black for the first time in years, those type of stories. And you're like, okay, let's go do this. Let's make sure we do everything in our power to where we put them in the position to do that. And you're absolutely right. Like, it's easy to see all these numbers moving across your screen and kind of get desensitized to what we're actually dealing with. But I mean, it's all about people. It always will be all about people. That's what we're here to do, is help each other. And, we really try to demystify the entire grant process. A lot of people, they hear grant and they're like, oh, a paperwork nightmare and all this. It doesn't have to be that way. Don't let that be the reason you don't pursue something that can dramatically change your business. Just reach out. Again, we would love it to be us. It doesn't have to be us. We just want people to take advantage of the program. It is really great. And I know there's hundreds of other success stories out there just like this. And there's going to be hundreds more, hopefully hundreds more in the coming months that we can share and use to inspire people to pursue opportunities. And it won't always be the REAP. Right now it is, but just pursue these opportunities that are out there for people to make an impact to their business and trickle down to, people's lives, their employees' lives, their communities. It makes an impact all the way through. And a lot of the communities that we operate in, solar is not a popular thing, especially, on the coasts. I know it's much more popular, but in the Midwest, a lot of the projects that we work, it's not very popular. But these trusted business owners in these communities, they make the claim that solar is good. It really carries weight. It really carries weight. A lot of the business owners in small towns are leaders of the small towns, and so to see them take that step into renewables really impacts entire communities. And so it really plays a big impact on rural America.
Right. Renewables are not bad. They are all good. if there is ever a situation where it doesn't seem to pan out, like during the Texas freeze or whatever, and you hear all these, naysayers, talking down on renewables and renewable energy, it's out of ignorance. They're just taking that moment in time and trying to come up with a conclusion. But when you look at the big picture, it's not that renewables are bad or wrong. They're good. But people, we have good people, we have bad people, we have people that make mistakes. We're not perfect. We're human beings. And the implementation by some of our leaders, whether it be in the government or in industry, to implement the renewable energy strategies, sometimes they put roadblocks in their own way and it causes problems. And sometimes they come up with amazing grants and tax credits, etc., that incentivize and help you to build and grow your business, which right in the middle of a big inflation issue that we're having as a country, unemployment, albeit low right now, most likely all the indicators is it may be on the rise. And so the renewable energy industry has an opportunity to provide jobs, utilizing grant writing services like CGF Solutions, Cleaner, Greener Future, like Clint Morris here and others just like him, give you the opportunity to participate in that dream, grow your business, expand when, the economy is facing a lot of headwinds right now. So you can actually take some control back for your business. Instead of laying people off, maybe you can expand. Instead of, shrinking, or just surviving, maybe you can thrive, right? And that's what these are for, these grants. They were written to help expand renewable energy. But sometimes the people that write some of the regulations and the rules, et cetera, they 50,000 pages for one little bill, right? We see it all the time. But that's why people like Clint, who have a passion for helping people, okay, that's why they do what they do at CGF Solutions. They take that headache out of your hands and they help connect you with that money. I don't know if I could say it any different, of a way, but I mean, that's really what it's all about, right, Clint?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. We just love helping people. I mean, we really do. We have a team of people that just really like taking care of people, and we try to live that every day. And I think we do a pretty good job. We really do a pretty good job, and I think that there's a lot of other people out there that do a really good job of educating, increasing awareness, and helping people obtain the funds that will truly change the direction of their business. What
other grants? You mentioned earlier you're not just writing REAP grants, you help someone else with another type of grant. What other grants? I know there's probably thousands of them, so I don't expect you to give us every needle in the haystack, right? But what other grants or opportunities can folks out there, whether they're businesses or not, or maybe even nonprofits, I don't know. What other grants are available that CGF can help folks find solutions for?
Yeah, honestly, we've been focusing most of our energy recently on the REAP. It's been such a impactful program. We are really familiar with it, but there are grants available for almost anything you can think of. There's a big push towards renewables, obviously. So there are grant programs for that. There are loan programs for that. There are a lot of grants out there for farms. There's innovation grants, there's conservation grants. We've helped with some of those. There are industry-specific grants for meat processors and other, industries with sub-industries within the agricultural production market. Again, we work mostly with the USDA, so most of our stuff falls under the Department of Agriculture in some way. You can go to grants.gov to search the available grants. I think right now, let me pull this up while I have it in front of us. There's several hundred federal grant opportunities available. There's Department of Energy grants. And so as of right now, we are super focused on REAP grants, writing that out until at least September, hopefully longer. But there are plenty of other, resources available, and we will help people identify grants. But as of right now, we have only been writing grants for about the past 6 months for the REAP, just to make sure that we're helping people take advantage of that program.
Do you think the ag bill, which I think that gets approved, I think every 4 or 5 years or something like that, and I think in 2018, forgive me, I'm probably wrong on the dates, but it was basically just extended, and I think this year, Congress and the Senate, they're gonna go back at it for the new farm bill. So is that, because I think that's all derived in the farm bill, right? So if it's possible that the new farm bill could extend and put more money into the program to continue it on, is that what we're waiting for? Is to see what happens? Are they just gonna renew it over again, or are they gonna write a whole new farm bill and change it all up? I know we can't read the future, but what are your thoughts about that? Is that what we're waiting on, to see what happens on the horizon after September?
Yeah, the REAP will continue in some capacity, or is believed to continue in some capacity after that September date. It's whether the funding amounts are still up in question. So since the big injection of funds came from the IRA, whether or not it's just going to be the allocation of funds moving forward. And I don't want to try to guess the future there. I would most assuredly be wrong, regardless of whatever side I took on that. So what I can tell you is I'm hopeful that they put more funds towards the REAP like they have been, because it is a huge boost for rural economies and small businesses everywhere. And I think that it's starting to gain traction now, so I would hate to see the rug pulled as people are getting excited about it and really adopting, which the entire purpose of the program is to, increase adoption in rural areas and help them lower their energy costs. Let's not pull the rug right as people are getting excited about the adoption phase. Right.
Let's not pull a California, right? Let's not do that.
Exactly.
No, that's exactly what happened here with NEM. I mean, literally, California, Governor Schwarzenegger comes out and says, all right, here we go. Solar on every roof. Let's rock it. Let's make it happen. Let's be the solar state. And then, the industry takes off like a rocket ship, providing thousands of jobs, all of which, higher rates having a lot to do with that as well. But the policy of the leaders in Sacramento and California, it's done the exact opposite. It's helped the utilities and the shareholders, the rich, and they claim to do this for the poor by doing so. And it just, these policies are so backwards that they have caused a layoff of about 80% of the workforce for solar companies in California. 80% downturn and layoffs and businesses having to close. It was not necessary. So exactly, I agree with you. We want the farm bill to be renewed. We want more money, if it's available, to be injected back into the REAP grant pool of money, if you will, available for Americans to continue. The last thing we need to do as we're setting people up for success is to pull it back right now. We need to continue to move forward. We cannot pull a California on industries that we're helping to expand. And it's vital, right? It's not just the solar industry. There's a lot of other companies, industries, businesses that aren't ag related that are able to benefit from this. And, you mentioned it earlier, small businesses. Reminding you folks, again, he talked about it earlier on in our broadcast today. Clint Morris from CGF Solutions with us on the Beyond Emissions podcast, brought to you by Solagent. Clint talked about it a little bit earlier. So this money is available. We want it to continue to keep coming in, fill those coffers back up again so we can continue to build this industry because it creates jobs. It helps businesses. And if you have a small business, you may be able to qualify for some of this money. And you might not think of yourself as a small business. So not to, retell the whole story that we already mentioned earlier in the broadcast, but Clint, talk about that again. If folks want to determine, do they qualify? Are they ag, or do I qualify as a small business? Where can they contact you and get some advice on seeing if they actually qualify? How does that process work when somebody realizes, you know what, I want to get some of this money that's available in the REAP grant, and they contact you at CGF Solutions? What does that process look like? What steps do they have to take in order to help you to help them?
Yeah, so we really have about 10 questions that can determine how your business will be impacted by the grant, and then your eligibility for the grant, and then roughly estimating your score if you have a scope identified. And so the process typically is a consultation with us, a free consultation with us, about 15 minutes. We ask a few questions. And then we will be able to determine the factors that lead to eligibility, which is location. That's the easiest one. The second is, are you an eligible entity itself? So if you're an ag producer, are 50% of your income from agricultural production activities? If that's a yes, you're eligible regardless of your location. If you are not an agricultural producer, what is your NAICS code, which is your North American classification, or North American Industry Classification Systems code. And then we look at that. We'll help you determine your small business standard for that particular industry. And then we will review your ownership. So although the base business, the business that's applying, may meet the small business classification, if you are owned, or if the business is owned by a larger conglomerate that is not eligible, that may deem you ineligible. So we try to get to those pretty quick and get people answers so nobody's wasting their time with a process that isn't effective for them. 90% of the businesses in the U.S. are considered small. And then obviously a good portion of those are in rural areas. And so there are hundreds of thousands of businesses out there that are eligible for this. And I'm guessing a huge percentage of those don't know that this program is even applicable to them. And so hopefully by doing things like this and other organizations and contractors and developers spreading the word, we are able to increase that awareness and help more businesses.
CGF Solutions. Go to cgf.solutions today to find out more. Clint Morris, thank you so much. Cleaner, greener future. We all want that, and we're so thankful that, you picked up the phone and answered my call. That's the coolest thing in the world. You got on, you did a training for my team and my teammates, and now we're doing a hey, ladies and gentlemen, here's how you can access these benefits available to Americans for your renewable energy project under the REAP grant, and other grants available as well. CGF.Solutions. Clint, if you don't mind, I'm going to let the folks know some of your services real quick. Energy audits. I'm speaking off of the CGF.Solutions /services site. Energy audits. Energy audit process identifies energy saving opportunities and assesses your current consumption patterns. Capabilities, ensuring tailored solutions for maximum efficiency and cost reduction. So energy audits, feasibility studies, CGF.Solutions, folks, if you want to go there right now. Feasibility studies, solar feasibility study process thoroughly assesses your site's technical and financial potential, making sure that it's viable. Capabilities, ensuring a customized solar solution that maximizes efficiency and savings. Grant writing, get that money. Okay, I can't sing. Don't ever do that again, Josh. Expert grant writers navigating complex application processes, securing government funding, maximizing your project's financial benefits. Trust CGF Solutions to turn opportunities into realities. Also financing. They help you expertly navigate the financing landscape, securing optimal funding solutions for your solar project, ensuring a seamless experience, right, Clint? Project management. Managing the solar projects from start to finish. You guys do that too. Very cool. Ensuring seamless implementation capability spanning across consultation, design, installation, and maintenance for 5-star results. Also EPC, streamlined approach delivering end-to-end solar EPC services from design, maintenance, ensuring reliable performance, and prompt ROI. Got to get that return on investment. Simplifying your journey, minimizing risks, maximizing long-term system efficiencies. Contact them today. CGF, that is a cleaner, greener future. CGF.Solutions is your website. And if folks, Clint Morris from CGF Solutions, thanks for being on the Beyond Emissions podcast today. Appreciate you so much. If someone would like to reach out, obviously gave out your info for the website, but do you have a phone number for your office they can give a jingle to, or any other way that they can reach out to you for any personal one-on-one questions?
Yeah, so we love talking to people. We love educating people on the program. So if you wanted to talk to us at our office, our number is 913-349-6586. We try to monitor the phones as much as possible, but we have been slammed with business. So if don't, just leave a voicemail or shoot us email at info@cgf.solutions, and we'll get back to you. We try to do within an hour, worst case scenario. So that is the best way to reach us. Again, Josh, thanks for having me on. This has been a good thing. I hope I've educated people. There's a lot that I didn't touch on, but I don't want to bore everybody with the details of the grant. The gist of it is, if you're curious, if you're a small business or if your customers are small businesses, reach out to us. We love helping contractors. We love helping small businesses determine eligibility and then strategically approach a project to make sure that funding is as much as in your hand as possible. We never promise anything because we're not the final decision maker, but we do a very good job. Our team does a very good job of navigating the intricacies of the process and putting people in a position to win this funding. And hopefully you'll have your clients calling you, thanking you for, educating them on this process and saving their business or at least making a massive impact on their bottom line.
Right. Your customers and your clients may not remember what you said to them, may not remember even what you look like, I'm that way. I remember your whole story, but I can't tell someone what your face looks like. It's weird. But folks will remember how you make them feel. So if you get in touch with Clint Morris at CGF Solutions and you connect your customer with CGF Solutions with a grant to help pay potentially up to $1 million or 50% of their overall renewable energy project with money that's for sure that they don't have to pay back, they're not just going to remember you. They're going to remember how you made them feel. And that's what I want you to remember as we close today's Beyond Emissions podcast. We always hear, people buy from people they like. It's true. And the reason why is they don't remember you. They remember how you made them feel. How do you feel if someone gives you a big pile of money? You feel pretty damn good, don't you? And that's exactly what you're going to be doing for people. And by the way, you'll make a lot more sales and everybody's going to be a lot happier. You'll hit those goals, right, Clint? So that's the goal. Treat people right, connect them with a cleaner, greener future at cgf.solutions today. Clint, thank you so much for educating us on grants, REAP funding, the free money available for ag and small businesses out there from the USDA grant program, and just your expertise and kindness, man. Appreciate you so much, and thank you so much for joining us today on the Beyond Emissions podcast.
Thanks, Josh. It was great.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Hang on the line, brother. Again, cgf.solutions. Go there today. Clint Morris. We'll have him back on the program to give us some updates, especially I'm thinking after September when we kind of want to see where the program is at that time. We'll invite Clint to come back on the program again and give us an update. So awesome program today here at the Beyond Emissions podcast, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, where else are we? Google Podcasts, Spotify, we're everywhere. And of course, also at the Solugen YouTube channel. Like, subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. Want to remind you again, this is the Solugen YouTube channel, so you can actually click a reminder so that every time we have a new program, it'll pop on. You'll be able, oh, wow, I get to catch the new Beyond Emissions show. But in addition to that, we have over 50 episodes, past episodes uploaded, the Beyond Emissions podcast section of the Solugen YouTube channel, so you can learn and listen on demand. Experts from around the world right here. Welcome to the place to learn, to improve yourself and get better every single day. All right. Have a great week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Josh Brum, Energy Storage Manager and host of the Beyond Emissions podcast, brought to you by Solugen, your clean energy solution distributor.